Hi everyone, it's Jody from An Eye for Beauty, and today is Sunday, April 9th, 2023, and it is also Easter Sunday for us that celebrate. So happy Easter to all of you. We are doing a 3-card reading, but of course, whenever you hear this message is when you need to hear this. So I'm pulling some cards for us now, and we have 2 cards for each number. So we have card number 1, a message and an archangel. We have card number 2, a message and an archangel. And we have card number 3, a message and an archangel. And there are over 15 archangels. There are actually more coming through this last year that I have been working with. Each one has a specialty. And so we're going to see what our message is. But of course, no matter when you're listening to this, there is something in here that you need to hear for your highest good. So to begin, we're going to start with this first card that flew out of the deck as I was shuffling the cards, and it is the card of reflection. So we're going to first take a look at the moon. We just had a full moon on April 6th. It was a full moon in the sign of Libra. Libra is the sign of balance, of finding balance, of making sure that justice and harmony is occurring in our lives. And if you look at what's going on in the world, we are hopefully getting to that place, but we have to go through all that mucky darkness. Look at the darkness in the picture. In order for the light, if you notice, the moonlight is shining light on the reflection of the water, which is telling us that we also have to, in our life experiences, in the world life experience of all humans, we have to shine light on all of the darkness in order to see it. Because you know what? A lot of it has been hidden from us for way too long, and it's time for us to see it for what it really is. Not for what we want it to be, for what it really is. So take that and think of your life. Where can you reflect upon things in your life, maybe that were hidden from you, maybe you did not realize? Maybe it's time for you to fully notice what is occurring, what karmic pattern is actually playing out, what limiting belief do you have that has been holding you back, what fear has been really, really coming at you so loud, it's like ridiculously loud that you can't handle it anymore. What is it that you are seeing finally through that moonlit sky that you need to feel, that you need to see, that you need to know, so that you can move forward on this journey healed, rid of toxic behavior, rid of any disharmony that's going on in your life, and bring in peace and harmony. When we are reflecting on something in our lives, it's truly important for us to realize that we have everything right inside of us that we need in order to really bring it to the surface to work through it. And so many times we think that we have to go outside of ourselves, externally, reach out in order to get through something. But all the strength is inside of you. It's just finding it. It's mustering it up. It's going through the mucky darkness and allowing the light of the moon to shine as you go through it. So that's like an analogy, and I'm trying to give you a visual, but if we think of something that you might experience in your life, let's think of an example, a divorce, because that's something I've gone through. And when I was going through the divorce, it was hard, and it was very challenging to go through it, raising 2 small children on my own. And when I was in it, I didn't know how I was going to get out of it. But I kept moving forward, I kept going, and I kept imagining light. I don't know how else to explain it, but think of something in your life where you're going through it You know you have to go through it. You can't turn around and go backwards. You have no choice. You have to go through it. You have to get through it. And when you get to the other side, they call it hindsight, you look back and you realize just how strong you really were to get through it. And you found that within. Maybe there were people outside of you that helped you and supported you. But ultimately, the day to day, the minute to minute was all you. And you had to go within, whether you really went inward knowingly or unconsciously, you had to go within to get to the other side. When you get to the other side, you can reflect back and say, wow, I can reflect and realize I really am stronger than I thought I was to get through that. Wow, I've come a long way. Wow, I've experienced this lesson and that lesson. Wow, this has taught me, and I learned how strong I really am. So today you are being invited to notice and reflect upon any area in your life that caused you to be out of balance. Libra is wanting you to be back in balance. The full moon in Libra is wanting you to find harmony, find ways to bring peace into your life. And this card is asking you to reflect upon those things that got you out of balance, not to blame them, not to judge them, but to reflect upon and notice them as the witness so that you can turn around and look at yourself and say, wow, I've come this far, I've learned this much, and move forward knowing within you all that you have worked through to get where you are today. And with that long introduction, we are going to begin with card number 1. So, Archangel Zadkiel is coming in, card number 1, and he's saying exactly what I just said, is that when we go through this reflection process and we are open-minded, we realize what we have learned. Now, we have all of that knowledge, all of that wisdom, and we are able to then teach it to others. And the phone is ringing, so that is something that is key to us for today in our message. So I apologize if that's distracting to you. It'll end shortly. But it really is a message. My phone, when I do a reading, always, when something happens with the phone, it's always very significant. It's the Archangel saying, pay attention to this. So if you chose card number 1, I want you to think about all that I said in the first beginning of this message, before we even got to card number 1. Archangel Zadkiel is saying to you, realize what you've been through, realize the lessons you have learned, realize the wisdom that has been created because of what you have experienced, and now you're going to be able to teach this to others. You have that wisdom and knowledge that is going to support someone else. And that brings in our first card here, which is the King of Keys. The King is the king of the castle. The king is like the master, self-mastery. The keys, you're holding the keys to the wisdom, to the knowledge, and now you are able to open the door with the key to help another, to help a lot of others, to show the light that you experience through your darkness so that others can also have that same experience by your support. We go through things in life in order for us to help others, not just to help ourselves. So that's what card number 1 is about. And whatever you're experiencing in your life, know that not only is it going to help you when you get to the other side, if you're not there yet, you're going to get there, but it's also going to help others in the long run. And that's card number 1. Card number 2 is the Passion card. And it says, trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and in your career. And the Archangel Haniel is the Archangel of our moon cycles. No coincidence. She's the Archangel, of course, in the feminine energy of if you are still menstruating. But she's also the Archangel of any kind of feelings, emotions, expressions that you're having in your life. And sometimes when things are closed off to us, dark to us, and we don't see them yet, a great thing to do is say, Archangel Haniel, please allow me to see all the things that I need to see for my highest good. Where am I being lied to, whether it's myself lying to myself not seeing something, or someone else lying to me? Where are we being lied to in the world, Archangel Haniel? Show us what we need to see. And then she says, in your heart, what is it that you are passionate about? What brings you joy? What brings you harmony? What brings you peace? What brings you balance? Remember, the full moon is in Libra. What brings us that feeling of balance? Bring it into your life. Bring it into your relationships. Bring it into your profession. And the card that goes with it is the King of Roses. So this king is a little different than this king in that he's got more of an emotional maturity to him. He's got a more loving aura about him. He's very kind and compassionate. He has empathy, but not empathy in the way that he takes on other people's stuff. Empathy in the way that he is balanced, because he might understand why somebody is doing or experiencing or going through something, even if he doesn't agree with it. He's way more balanced. And so he has gotten to the self-mastery point of trusting and following his feelings, his thoughts, his emotions. And so this card is saying to you that you are that way. And if you're not fully there yet, you're going in that direction. Be proud of yourself. You are the King of Roses. Roses may also have thorns. So just be careful and be mindful of where you might be receiving that negativity, and how to protect yourself is by calling it Archangel Michael and asking him to shield you and put you in a bubble of his electric blue light. And then, of course, notice where you might be a little thorny and take notice of why you might be acting that way, because it may have something to do with an out of balance emotion or feeling. That's card number 2. And card number 3 is the Queen of Scrolls, and it's the Archangel Jophiel. So the king is like at the top of self-mastery, but the queen is also, and one of the great things about the queen is that she is definitely balanced, because she is strong, she has the strength, but she also has the compassion and the empathy and the gentleness and the kindness. So she's a really great representation of Libra. She's very balanced. And Archangel Jophiel is the archangel of our thoughts, our mind chatter. And she's asking you to be patient. What are you being patient about? Your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize, but you need to be patient, you need to be nurturing. This queen is holding the scrolls. And if you know anything about the Akashic records, what that is a sacred contract that you created with your creator before you came here on this earth as a human being. So she's saying to you, don't worry, the contract is there. Everything is developing, but you need to have a little more patience with others and with yourself. I want you to think of the world events. Everything is in the contract. We said we would be on this earth right now to experience all that we are experiencing, even if it's difficult. We're learning stuff, each of us individually and as a collective. Be patient with this process. Be nurturing to yourself. Be nurturing to your loved ones. Be nurturing to those around you. Show empathy. Show compassion. We're all going through this differently. We're experiencing it differently, the world stuff. But there is a contract. And it's all going to play out exactly as it is supposed to. And so is your personal life. So have patience. Whenever mind chatter comes up, ask Archangel Jophiel to help you with the mind chatter. Whenever feelings comes up, ask Archangel Haniel to help you with your feelings. And remember that this is all part of learning. And the Archangel Zadkiel is the archangel that will help you go through the life experiences. So remember to reflect upon all that you've gone through thus far. And keep going. There is always a light in any of the darkness. I wish you guys a great week. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.